Assalamu alaikum. I'm Khaleda Khatun. Welcome to my presentation. This presentation is prepared on political system. Actually, political system and international business are related with each other. Political system is a very important and essential part in international business. So we need to understand political system before starting a business across national borders. Let's start the presentation. Political system. By political system, we mean a system of a government. How a government run a nation, how a government regulate a nation, this system, this process is political system. Actually, political system can be assessed according to two dimensions. One is the degree to which they emphasis on collectivism as opposed to individualism. The second one is the degree to which they are democratic and totalitarian. Generally, a democratic country adopted individualism concept, whereas a totalitarian country adopted collectivism concept. But it is possible that there may be a democratic country which adopt both collectivism and individualism. That means a democratic country may be a mix of collectivism and individualism. Collectivism. Collectivism refers to a political system that states the primacy of collective goals over individual goals. The main basis of collectivism is the good of society or the common good. Advocacy of collectivism uh, The main basis of collectivism is the good of society or the common good. In this circumstance, an individuals may be restricted on the ground that it run to counter to the good of society or the common good. Advocacy of collectivism can be traced to an ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who in the Republic argued that individual rights should be sacrificed for the common good of majority. That means all business assets are owned by the state in collectivism cases. Actually, Plato does not mean that collectivism equate the equality. Actually, a society may be stratified into some classes. It may be stratified into lower class, middle class, and upper class. It may be stratified into labor and capitalist. Or any person can adopt any class for the common good. Collectivism concept has been received by socialists who emphasize on the common good of labor. Socialism concept was traced to Karl Marx. Marx argued that few benefit at the expense of many in a capitalist society where individual freedoms are not restricted. He argued that capitalists expropriate for their own use the value created by the workers. The pay of workers does not reflect the full value of their labor. To solve this problem, Marx advocated state ownership of all means of production, distribution, and exchange. He believed that if a state owned the means of production, labor are insured for the laborers, that means workers are insured for their labor. Socialist ideology actually split into two broad camps. One is communist and the second was social democrats. Communists believe that they can achieve socialism through revolution and totalitarian dictatorship, while social democrats believe that they can achieve socialism through means of democratic. The example of a communist country which were remain in before 1918, those were Soviet Union, China, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Although Soviet Union and Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam have collapsed, that means Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, and Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam exits from communist concept. But China is still in communist country. It is nominally a communist country because it gives some freedom in economic spheres, but it does not provide any freedom in the political spheres. So, in this case, China can be called a communist country. Social Democrats. The example of Social Democrats before 1918 were United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Australia. Before 1918, Great Britain adopted Social Democrats who convert their all business into state ownership. But when they noticed that the business runs less efficiently and because the business had a monopoly in the business sector, so they do not need uh, to search for more way to make profit. So the state the state started to convert their state ownership into private ownership business. In this way, social democrats and communism started to fall in before 1918. Individualism. The opposite of collectivism, individualism refers to a philosophy that an individual should have a freedom in his or her economic and political pursuits. In contrast to collectivism, individualism stresses that the interest of the individual should take precedence over interest of the state. Like collectivism, individualism can be traced to an ancient Greek philosopher. In this case, Plato's disciple Aristotle. Here, individualism actually believes on individual freedom. They gives more freedom to individual. They actually believes that if a individual can do with greater freedom, the society as a whole can benefit from this. Actually, individual can make more more tasks for their own pursuit, not for the society. In for this reason, the business have a greater opportunity in those countries which adopt individualism concept rather than collectivism concept. So international business has a greater chance to perform well in the individualism country. That's all of my presentation topic. Thank you everyone. Thank you, sir.